High five to the Kombi Crew. If you like what we do, please join the Kombi Crew on Patreon and YouTube channel members. It's the best way to keep the Kombi Life videos rolling.
Welcome back to Kombi Life. Tamara, Alaska and myself have woken up here in central Portugal in this beautiful location surrounded by traditional windmills and a few modern ones too. Today we're visiting a couple you might recognise who've decided to swap the van life for homestead life in these beautiful Portuguese hills. But shortly after they purchased their dream property, it was ravaged by a huge wildfire.
Wow, it's all burnt, everything destroyed. Obviously quite a big fire.
It's all just dark, really burnt. It's just shocking to see an entire hill it's not got any life in it anymore.
Theo, have you brought me up this 4x4 path to test the Kombi? How you doing, bud?
Good to see you.
Oh, good to see you too.
Hey,
Hello,
nice
how
to
you
meet
doing?
you.
Nice to
Hi.
meet you. The bus is looking nice.
That was a fun...
You did well getting up that road.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah, it doesn't get any worse. Yeah, follow me up to the house. And,
Okay, sweet. Miracle Mountain, here we come. You guys have got the spot, haven't you? Oh my god, I can't wait to have a look
welcome
around.
to Miracle Mountain.
Thank you for coming.
That's what I said this morning, I was like, we're going to Miracle Mountain.
It seems a cheesy name, but it literally is a miracle that we're standing here and the house is still here.
Yeah.
Because you'll see the
Yeah, you
chaos
will
that
see.
went down. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, we're bringing it back to life. It feels good.
Theo and B have been documenting their alternative lifestyle and their adventures all over the map on their Indie Projects YouTube channel for the past decade. But it was Portugal that won their hearts.
So we chose Portugal for a number of reasons.
We used to van here a lot in the winter. So like every year we'd come to Portugal for the winter and the weather was incredible. And we were like, we wouldn't mind a bit of that through the winter to dock our van and just recharge our energies.
Like Portugal wasn't that hard to get to. It was still quite close to the UK. Good morning, everyone. We parked in a lovely spot last night. Yeah, it's probably one of the best places we've ever parked, isn't it, Theo?
Because it's ours!
At the time when we ended up buying our first property here, we were living on our narrow boat, so we were living between the boat and the van. So we wanted somewhere we could get to that wasn't, you know, insanely far away, but also that felt completely different to the UK as well.
It's so much calmer. The people are very nice, welcoming. It's just a nice environment to be in.
Yeah.
And all of our homes before were moving, the boats, the cars, the vans. And yeah, we just wanted somewhere where we could just kind of set our roots a little bit.
But yeah, excited to show you around.
Yeah, let's go! Before we look around the Indie Projects homestead and hear about how it was ravaged by wildfire, honestly, insane story, I want to share with you the coolest gadget. This is the WOLFBOX MegaFlow 100 compressed air duster. It's basically a portable battery powered air compressor that fits in the palm of your hand, and it is so useful. It's called a compressed air duster, and yes, it is ideal for cleaning things like cameras or electronics or your car. Actually, it's really good for that, but I found an even better use for it. The WOLFBOX MegaFlow 100 is powered by 6,000 milliamp hour batteries. It recharges in about 2.5 hours, and that gives you about 100 minutes of use. Guys, it is way more powerful than you might think it is, with peak wind measuring over 185 miles per hour. But that can be dialed down because it has 3 different speed settings. It comes with 5 different nozzles, so you can definitely use it to pump up inflatables like sleeping mats. I don't have one of those right now, but demonstration. What even is this? My favourite use case is for when you want to light fires and you've got wet wood. This thing makes all the difference. It's so good. awesome. Honestly, the WOLFBOX MegaFlow 100 compressed air duster is my favourite latest gadget discovery. If you want to check out this WOLFBOX gadget, I will link it below the like button. Thanks to WOLFBOX for sponsoring this video, and thanks to you guys. Now, there's definitely some very interesting stories coming up, so don't miss the rest of this episode.
It's alright.
Go on. Quick.
I think I lost a couple of hairs there. The baby goat's the most tame.
Yeah. I got them the wrong food. This is sheep food.
Doesn't exactly look yummy, does it?
Right.
Have you tried it?
No.
I'll try this if you try this.
Go on.
One for you. What are we doing?
Tastes like cardboard.
I can see why they don't like it.
Tastes like minty.
Minty.
Yeah, like tastes like toothpaste.
You want to try some, Tamara?
I was in the workshop. I came out for a wee, as I do every couple of hours. I looked over and Sweet Pea was just standing with the other goats. And I'm like, they kind of had a baby. We don't have a male. And she just appeared on the property. And basically she'd escaped from about 5 kilometres away. Because the shepherd turned up 3 weeks later, wanting his goat back. She didn't want to go back with the shepherd, so we brought the goat off the shepherd, and now she lives happily on our property.
That's a cute story.
Yeah.
She made a pilgrimage to the Indie Project.
Yeah.
She's like, what's going on? Chickens! Why are your chickens so big? Oh my god!
It's the
What we
mountain
feed
air.
them.
He's bigger than me.
Have you ever seen chickens this big? Seriously?
Oh my god, look at the size of his. Yeah, his claws.
Yeah,
Claws, yeah.
he will take out predators if he can.
You don't even need a cage. They could literally fend for themselves.
Well, they used to at the other place. His dad was a spitting image of him. It was called Betty.
A mongoose got him.
And a mongoose got him, and Betty saved all his hens, but lost his life. And it was just, he was a baby at the time, so yeah, just throw it in and they'll go wild for it.
Look at, oh, here, sharing is caring.
The
No, with
mongoose
the tail
don't
even
take the
longer.
chicken, do they? They slit the
drink their
throat,
blood.
they drink their blood and then leave the
Which
carcass.
sounds daft, but that's what happened to Betty.
Can you?
It's okay.
Just don't fall over or they'll eat you.
They probably
Don't.
will.
Yeah. Don't shit on me, that's the only thing. I just washed this jumper, it's my only jumper. You know, van life. Hold on.
Sage has green legs, I don't know why. That's why she's called Sage.
My chickens are not like this.
She's very calm.
Isn't she? Do you want to have a go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Come on.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
She's going to bite me?
She's really aggressive. She goes straight for the eyes.
No, seriously.
Sometimes they do go for eyes because they think they're bugs, but yeah.
Ah, my eyes are not bugs. My eyes are not bugs. My eyes are... Oh my god, Sage.
Shanty, shanty. Shanty, shanty. You missed your opportunity.
Oh my god.
That was brilliant.
You got poop all off there. Did she? No.
Did you get smacked in the face?
Did you get whipped in the
Yeah.
face? Oh.
We need an
literally
action
bleeding.
replay.
Chickens and babies, they just don't like me. Babies try to jump out as well. Is that Sage?
Yeah.
Come here, darling.
Come here, darling.
Magic fingers. Come on.
I don't know how to speak to a chicken. Come on, give me a break.
There you go.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
He's got massive
Don't
legs.
point that thing between my legs. Flipping heck, I'm going to lose a nut.
Bede literally went to the supermarket with him between her boobs.
Did you get a discount? If I was working at the supermarket, I would have given you a discount.
It was because his mom rejected him, not because I'm some weirdo who likes putting chicks down their bra.
Okay.
Just thought I'd give you some context.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you clarified because I was wondering. Are there eggs every day?
Yeah, there are. Yes, take as many as you want.
You have no shortage of eggs, do
No,
you?
our chickens are on an egg laying mission at the moment, so
They're all different sizes too. Look at that.
yeah.
It's a mini egg.
That'll be Selma, the little one.
You know who's
Yeah, she lays tiny eggs.
This is funny because you can fit You can fit them in exactly because you've got different size options. It's like Tetris, playing Tetris with eggs. Okay. Hi Fernando. Excuse me, boundaries. Boundaries. Come on. Down you get. Come on.
Got a new visitor by the looks of it.
New
friend.
He's very persistent actually. I'm going to have to double grab him. Come on, Fernando.
Do you know how to hold a cat?
I don't, well, it's just like a chicken, isn't it? I used to have a cat actually. Oh, yummy.
So we've definitely had a few setbacks along the way. Our off-grid place, the building of the barn and turning it into a home. It was a major reconstruction. It was a big project, but we overcame them problems, and then obviously we bought this place where we're sitting right now, and 2 months after we bought it, a wildfire, one of the biggest wildfires in Portuguese history, swept through our property and really changed it.
So last time you saw this, it was like standing, it was a woodshed, and now it looks like just that.
Burnt to a crisp.
Yeah. I was just saying to Ben that we were walking with Theo and B, and it wasn't until we kind of stopped and looked around that we realised we're in the middle of a dense dead tree population where they've all been burnt down.
It was all pine trees here, wasn't it? And they are so close together that it's just burnt so quickly, everything's gone.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine getting your dream property and being really excited about the prospect of like the projects you're going to do and what you're going to, you know, how you're going to enjoy the land and prepare it, and then suddenly everything's destroyed. But they were lucky they got to keep the house.
Yes, the house survived, thankfully.
Epic views of Miracle Mountain.
So we actually discovered that there was a wildfire on our property through our CCTV cameras that we set up before we left to go on holiday to Canada to just recharge and try and take in everything that was going to be the next step in our lives. And I woke up in a hotel room in Vancouver and I got a notification, and usually the notification is just wildlife, deer, mongoose, genets, some amazing wildlife here on the property. So we'd get a trigger straight to your phone, and I was like, oh, I wonder what this is. I woke up in the morning in the hotel room and it got a trigger, and I clicked on my phone and I could just see the wildfire spreading through the property. It was horrific, to be honest.
Yeah, it was our worst nightmare come true, and we were on the other side of the world, so we felt kind of hopeless. Tried to call emergency services, but we had American SIM cards in our phones, so it just kept going through to Canadian services because we were in Canada. Eventually managed to get through to the bomberos here, but by then the whole place was just completely engulfed and they couldn't come to it anyway.
Our house is extremely private and hidden. So the fire trucks, they wouldn't know there was even a house here. Obviously, it's a registered house, it's on the register, they know it's here, but
in that moment,
there was that moment where we felt like they didn't know we were here. They clearly did. They're flying around in planes, in helicopters, doing an amazing job.
They were on the ground, they were working on it, on the area, making sure that all of the villages and everything were protected, and they did an amazing job. All the villages are totally fine, our house was fine, and we're really thankful as well that when they built this place, they designed it in a way where it's got a fire break around it and stuff that meant that it was totally fine. But it was just really tough being on the other side of the world and not being able to just come here and make sure the day after that everything was okay.
It's a really interesting property, and you've got the old bread oven at the back.
This is the old bread oven.
Yep, old bread oven. Really nicely made, it's in brilliant condition. And this house wasn't in bad condition. It was, it wasn't livable, but it had all of the floors, the windows, the doors, had a roof on it.
You kidding? Before the fire?
Before the fire.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so now all of the roof beams, everything just turned to nothing. and there was loads of tools in here that were left by the previous owner. We will renovate it. I think this will be an incredible property, but the fire also does damage to the stone.
Does it really?
So if you come around to the other side, you'll see some of the bits has just turned into molten metal, and then the stone's cracked through some of the important things. So we're just in the process of like getting like a structural engineer to come and have a look at it and see what's structural and what needs taking out. But luckily I've got experience with stonework now, you know, so I don't feel fazed by it. The stone generally is in very good condition. 2 bedrooms and then like an attic. You can see that was the floor beam. The doors completely disappeared. This was the hinge holding the doors up.
Oh, there's another one.
It would have been hard to be here and watch this, hey?
Yeah, it was hard enough hearing it because we had the CCTV camera, and I could hear in the background of the CCTV camera glass smashing, so all the windows were bursting. I could hear the ridge beam snapping, the tiles and stuff coming off the roof, and the metal sheathing. Yeah, it was hard.
That's giving me goosebumps.
So this was 2 stories here, and then if you come around this side.
Is it safe?
It's safe, yeah.
Wow.
So you can see the cement mixer, there was a fuel barrel there.
They have fuel in it?
No fuel in it, but this is what keeps the floors up. So they use these big granite posts to keep the floor up. This was a completely separate floor.
So there's a whole wooden floor
There was
above
a
us?
whole wooden floor here.
Oh, wow.
They're small people, so I won't do this as 3 stories, I'll do this as 2 stories.
Yeah.
And what I'll probably do is mezzanine this section off. So I'll have like the whole height, so I'll have like a big entrance hall here, and then mezzanine bedroom, and then probably another bedroom in there, and then kitchen downstairs.
Wow.
But you can see the damage that a really hot fire does.
Ooh.
Jesus, that's literally stone, and that's incredible.
So most of it's intact, but you've just got to look at kind of like all of the supporting stones. There is some cracks here, but that's probably still enough stone to hold. It's things like here, you can see this crumbling away.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stand here. Is it safe? Yeah. But it's all coming apart though. Alaska by Peria.
But it's just on the surface, like the actual stone's so big, these massive lintels, what they use, it's still structurally sound, I would say, and it's doubled up. You've got another lintel there, lintel here. I think it's going to be fine, but to be safe, we'll get structural engineering, who knows what they're talking about. Make sure it's all safe before we start work on it. The timing was very bad. Bea was going through real hard time in her life. I was struggling to support her. This was meant to be our kind of safe haven kind of thing. We move here, the infrastructure's already in place, and all of that was taken, so we're kind of rebuilding from scratch again. But
yeah, I mean, you've got this amazing positivity still, like you're just looking at the brighter side of things.
Well, if I look back now on the videos from when we first started, so much has happened in a short amount of time, so I can only imagine in 4 or 5 years time, this place, I'm determined to make it better than it ever was, you know.
How inspiring.
That's the plan.
Wow.
I think this will have tons of character.
Yeah.
Tons of character.
Yeah.
You know, nice big wooden roofs, like exposed stonework, nice pointing. Yeah, and we use all natural materials like lime. We don't use any like cement or anything like that. No concrete.
This is going to be our house, right? This one?
You can live here.
Yeah, we'll live in it.
You know, we've lost whole fruit orchards, we've lost whole sections of forest, hectares and hectares, but we look on the positive side and we've still got a house behind us. We're going to have an amazing lake right outside the property with an island. It's just crazy to say. We've just been working on a pond in the forest for water management, and everything feels like it's starting to come back really quickly.
It's really exciting, I think. It's like, especially now, at the moment we saw trees producing buds, It's like, right, that tree is alive. Brilliant. I'm so happy.
I remember filming a video like recently, and I was walking around and I just burst into tears because I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Because if you see the before photos, you could never imagine that it could look like this already.
It was kind of like a fear that was waiting, like, are we going to finally find out when spring happens what actually has survived and what hasn't? And some trees haven't, quite a few haven't. But the ones that have survived, some have really surprised us as well, because the fire damage had caused the bark to peel off all around the bottom of the tree, and we just were just like, is that a sign that the tree's not going to survive? And they did survive.
Nature's amazing. Nature is amazing. Like the way that they just shed their bark to get rid of all of the old burnt stuff and regenerate is just insane.
Oh, that's amazing. One more tree.
Thank you very much, dude.
We really wanted to come and plant something.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's kind.
Do you
Yeah,
know
no, we're good
what
down
it
the
is? I'm
ground.
not very good with
I was going to ask you if you knew what it was. You should be able to recognise all the species.
Well, it's got leaves and cute little buds.
There is actually a clue. I think once you know what it is, it does look like what you think it is. Like here, for example.
It's not an apple tree, is it?
What's that?
Oh, it's blueberry!
Blueberry.
Oh, nice.
Oh, lovely!
You can choose where we plant it.
Thank you so much, I
Thank
love
you.
it.
They need an acidic soil. Bee's been doing some research. What's this?
This is going to go on top when that's buried. Because apparently, from Google, pine needles produce acidity in the soil. Exactly. I literally feel like we're making some sort of mud pie. Like,
Splodge.
That'd be yummy for breakfast. Come summertime.
That's the dream, isn't it? To like just go down before breakfast, pick your fruit, oranges, lemons.
Yeah, let us know when we can come back for some cherries.
Definitely.
You'll have enough of them. Also, the other thing I needed to say was, can you say hello to my mum? Because she watches all your videos.
You joking?
No, she does. She's always telling me what you guys are up to. That's how I know. Because
What a legend.
I don't have time to watch YouTube when I'm travelling. She's like, you never guess what the indie projects are up to now.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah,
hello, Ben's mom.
Hello. Thanks for watching the videos.
It's been nice to come to Miracle Mountain to spend time with Theo and Bee.
Thank you for inviting us. Honestly, it's been such a pleasure. They're so down to earth.
Yeah, they've been really
Very
nice guys.
relaxing.
I knew they would be. I always knew they would be. This is the end of our little foray into van life, your first experience.
And what an experience.
Yeah, so this has been 3 months on the road. How have you found it?
Okay, well, how have I found it? We've been thrown into the deep end straight away with a huge challenge where we broke down right at the beginning.
Yeah, it was a bad start, wasn't it?
And what about fishing? We've been trying so hard so many times and it's been a disaster.
Yeah.
Absolute disaster.
Yeah, fishing's been a disaster.
But you know what? With all these incredible things, we've managed to go surfing. We've managed to take time off and go rock climbing.
We have. And in between all of the road tripping and living in Portugal and Spain, we have managed to do some work.
Oh yeah, there is that too.
So would you say that living and working on the road has been a success?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Let's hear what my boss says, but but amongst all of that as well, there's been so much love still. I say still.
I
It will continue as well.
I think we've grown even closer, which is good because it could definitely have gone the other way, living in such a tiny space and
Oh, easily. Very easily.
going through such a challenging time.
Yes. But we've bounced off of each other really, really well.
We have.
And I can't wait for our next journey.
That was going to be my big question was, do you think that you'd want to do it again?
Oh my God, totally. With you.
Yeah.
Easily. Definitely.
I guess the only last question is then, if you do want to go on another adventure, where? Where should we go?
Maybe you guys can recommend.
Maybe we go and buy ourselves an off-grid place somewhere.
Seriously?
Would you?
Yes. Honestly, you could just ask me anything and I'd always say yes with you.
I feel like I'm getting that vibe. I'm quite happy about that. Feeling very lucky at the moment, very blessed.
Very.